Hello students, welcome to class 6th Science. Chapter 7, Getting to Know Plants. Go outside and observe all the plants around you. Do you see that some plants are small, some are big, while some are just patches of green on the soil? Some have green leaves while some others have reddish ones. Some have huge red flowers, some have tiny blue ones, while some have none. We do see a large variety of plants existing all around us, near our home, in a school ground, on the way to the school, in the parks and gardens, isn't it? Let us get to know the different parts of any plant. This will help us understand the differences between plants of different kinds. Can you label the stem, branches, roots, leaves and flowers? Let us now go to a nature walk. Make friends with many different kinds of plants and examine them closely. Herbs, shrubs and trees. Look closely at the stem and branches of plants much smaller than you, plants that are about your size and plants which are much taller than you. Feel their stem and try to bend them gently to see if they are tender or hard. Hug the tall plants to see how thick their stem are. We also need to notice from where the branches grow in some plants, close to the ground or higher up on the stem. Based on these characters, most plants can be classified into 3 categories: herbs, shrubs and trees. Plants with green and tender stem are called herbs. They are usually short and may not have many branches. Some plants have the stem branching out near the base. The stem is hard but not very thick. Such plants are called shrubs. Some plants are very tall and have hard and thick brown stem. The stem have branches in the upper part much above the ground. Such plants are called trees. There are plants with weak stem that cannot stand upright and spread on the ground, which are called creepers, while those that support on neighboring structures and climb up are called climbers. These are different from the herbs, shrubs and trees. Perhaps there are some plants in your school or at the home that you take care of. Write down the names of any 2 trees, shrubs, herbs or creepers growing in your house or school. Stem. We would require a glass, water, red ink, a herb and a blade for this activity. Pour water to fill 1/3 of the glass. Add a few drops of red ink to the water. Cut the base of the stem of the herb and put it in a glass as shown. Do any of the parts of the herb appear to have a red color? If yes, how do you think the color reached there? You can cut the stem across and look for red color inside the stem. From this activity, we see that water moves up the stem. In other words, stem conducts water. Just like the red ink, minerals dissolved in water also move up in the stem along with water. Paheli did this activity with herbs having white flower. She put one branch with a white flower in a water of glass A and added a few drops of red ink to the water. She did a funny thing with the other branch. She split it halfway along its length and put the second end to the water of glass B. And she put few drops of red ink in a glass B and blue ink in glass C. She wants you to guess what would have happened to the flower in glass A and the flower put jointly in glass B and C. Leaf. Look at leaves of plants around you and draw them in your notebook. Are all the leaves the same in size, shape and color? How are they attached to the stem? The part of a leaf by which it is attached to the stem is called petiole. The broad green part of the leaf is called lamina. Let us get to know the leaf better by taking its impression. Put a leaf under a white sheet of paper or a sheet in your notebook. Hold it in place and with a pencil tip sideways and rub it on the portion of the paper having the leaf below it. Did you get an impression with some lines in it? They are similar to those of a leaf. These lines on the leaf are called veins. Do you see a thick vein in the middle of the leaf? The vein is called the midrib. The design made by the veins in the leaf is called leaf venation. If this design is net-like on both the sides of the midrib, the venation is reticulate. In the leaf of a grass, you might have seen that the veins are parallel to one another. This is called parallel venation. Water comes out of the leaves in the form of a vapor by a process called transpiration. Plants release a lot of water into the air through this process. In chapter 2, we saw that a slice of raw potato also shows the presence of starch. Potatoes get its starch from other parts of the plant and store it. However, leaves prepare their food in the presence of sunlight and green color substances present in them. For this, they use water and carbon dioxide from air. The process is called photosynthesis. Oxygen is given out in this process. The food prepared by the leaves are ultimately get stored in different parts of a plant. Root. Who do you think is watering the plant correctly? Paheli or Bujo? Roots play a major role in plant for its survival. For roots are of two kinds. The main root is called a tap root, and plants with roots are similar as seen in fibrous roots. Roots help the plant in holding in its position with attachment to the soil. In some plants, the food is stored in their roots. Roots help the plants in absorbing water and minerals from the soil, which are useful for the plant's survival. Water is absorbed by the root hairs and travel through the plant and reach every corner of the plant. We also eat many other parts of a plant where the food is stored. Flower. Look at the prominent parts of an open flower. There are petals of the flower that are different petals in different colors. There is also a part which is made of small leaf-like structure called sepals. If we gently remove the sepals and petals, we see different parts of the flower. which illustrate as stamen and pistil in the flowers. Gently remove all the remaining stamens. The innermost part of a flower is called a pistil. If we look through the inner parts of a pistil, we find ovary and ovule, which are the reproductive parts of a flower. Do all the flowers have sepals, petals, stamens and pistils? Check it out.